Joining us here to kick off hour number 2 of our first ever Giving Tuesday on the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN2 is a guy whose popularity and excellence at football is only surpassed by his humanity and his charitable nature. The great Hall of Famer, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Kelly, back here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you, Jim? Good to see you, bud.
I can't complain. Doing well, Rich. How you doing?
I am better for seeing you on my screen. Lord, do I love you, Jim Kelly. I love you, and it's great to see you. How you feeling? You feeling good?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. About 2 months ago, I went for hopefully my last visit, having to go to New York City and do an MRI. They gave me a clean slate, no more. So my motto now is I might have lost 4 Super Bowls, but I kicked cancer's butt 4 times, and I pray to the good Lord I don't have to do it 5.
Yes.
You are dynastic in every way, sir. That's what I say to you. You are dynastic in every possible way, and I'm just excited to hear that news. That's awesome. You and your family must be celebrating that every second of every single day. How are your charitable works doing? Let's talk about that on a Giving Tuesday. How can we help on that regard, Jim?
Oh, we're doing an unbelievable job. The people at my office, Trisha, Dennis, Ashley, they've been doing it for over 30 years. I'm going on to my 39th annual Celebrity Golf Classic, and we give over 40 or 45 charities right here in Western New York donations. And Hunter's Hope, which are named after my son,
Yes.
we are making huge strides. We are now in 14 different states for the disease that my son had. Plus, we've reached out to Bobby Kennedy, and hopefully first of the year, we are going to sit down with him and hopefully get this thing really kicked into high gear, because, make a long story short, as you well know, when you have a child, you do the heel prick. They send that blood spot off to a lab, and they test for different amount of diseases. Well, every state in this country, and I don't know whether you know this or not, Rich, is every state's different. So some states might test for 25 diseases. Some might test for 50. We want to make sure that every kid in this country is given a chance to dream like I was able to do, and make sure that if there's something wrong, we catch it right away and not have to wait so long to find out. And usually when you do find out, it's too late. So hopefully we'll be making a big difference in 2026.
HuntersHope.org is a way that you can donate to Jim's charity that's been around for coming up on 40 years, and that celebrity golf tournament. Is Berman still playing in that? Is he still making his big swings, Jim?
Every single year. That's my boy.
I know.
Him and Shooter. Coach McDonald, they've been come forever. And I mean, I got other guys that
Shooter McGavin.
Been here 30, 35, 38 years. I'm still waiting for the guy by the name of Rich Eisen to show me how he plays golf.
Oh.
Yeah, I commit golf, Jim. That's what I do. Yeah, Chris McDonald loves you, man. Every single time he's coming here in support of whatever he does, he talks about you and your great event in Western New York, you know, and choke on that baby and all that sort of business. It's all good, man. I know my time with you is limited. What are you thinking about the current Bills season, Jim? Your thoughts?
Well, we're a little over halfway through.
Yes, sir.
I am not 100% sure. I mean, we play good, and then some days we don't. I really don't know at this point, but of course, I'm still on that bandwagon. I will never jump off of it. As long as we have number 17 on the field, I think we have a great chance. But hopefully we will continue to get better, because as you well know, when you head to the later parts of the season, you need that running game to go. And last week against Pittsburgh, we had the running game going. But as we continue down this road, we're going to have it even get bigger and better. And our defense is going to have to really start, pulling up and making sure that we stop everybody from, scoring 25, 30 points.
And if anybody on planet Earth knows the circumstances surrounding playing quarterback for the Buffalo Bills franchise and having the entire hope of the mafia placed within you, it would be you. And Josh Allen seems to wear that so easily, Jim. makes it look so simple, like he has all the answers. I'm serious, you know, and I know I'm sure it's not. But he does just seem to have a way about him that's perfect for the gig. And I'm wondering what it looks like from your perspective to watch him and know him, Jim.
And the thing is, as you well know, Rich, and I know we've talked about this before, I don't look at the game of football the way a fan does. I look at it with a defensive front. When it's a running down, what's the secondary doing? Are they man or are they in zone? When you run motion, or they run with them and they're not? I think a couple of times, Josh, he's so used to making all the plays, which he does. Thank the good Lord for that. But sometimes I think after a while, when he starts getting like against Houston, he starts really looking at the pass rush end because he's getting beat on. And I just keep praying every week that he stays healthy because that's what we need. But I'll tell you what, our Bills are starting to hopefully get to where they need to be this late in the season. We've had some tight games. We won some good games last week against Pittsburgh. I would never have thought that. I thought it would be a lot tougher game, but we got that running game going. Josh is Josh like always. So we'll see what happens, bud. But, you know, as they're all talking about, is the Jets game at the end of the season going to be the last time we play a game in the Ralph or Rich Stadium or Highmark
Yes,
now?
right.
Or are we going to continue that, the run after and making sure that we play more games in that stadium so that the last game of the regular season is not going to be the last one?
Right.
So,
you know, the way it looks right now, Jim, it does appear that the regular season finales could be the end of the old stadium, unless, you know, the football gods feel otherwise.
I know.
In the few minutes I have remaining with you, what's your favorite memory of playing in that stadium? Do you have one for me, Jim?
I have a couple. Number one, I'm asked this question a lot, and mine's pretty much the same. My first game against the Jets, and the reason I say that is I know how I grew up. I grew up in a family of 6 boys. I had 5 brothers. I had a mother and father that we didn't have much. And my dream was always, all of our dreams, I shouldn't say just me, but my 5 other brothers, our dreams were to make sure we were successful enough to take care of 2 people we love, and that was my mom and dad. And I remember running out of the stadium, looking up and seeing mom and dad and my 5 brothers there, knowing that I made it. And now it was time for my mom and dad to kick back, relax, and enjoy life. And that, to me, was probably one of the greatest moments of my life. But also, of course, I fast forward, beating the Raiders 51-3 and going to our first Super Bowl, and something I dreamt about as a little kid. Growing up in Pittsburgh, you know, watching the Steelers win all those Super Bowls during, you know, Bradshaw and Franco and Mean Joe Green and all those guys. So it was a dream come true. I never dreamt about, you know, making it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I dreamt about playing the NFL, and that dream came true. And then, of course, I've been very blessed to have the people that I had on my team: Bruce Thurman, Andre, James Lofton, all the other Hall of Famers, including one of the greatest coaches ever to do it is Coach Mark Levy.
Yeah, and then we had a guy who I think should be in the Hall of Fame on the program over the summer, Jim, while we're going down memory lane before I send you on the rest of your Giving Tuesday. Steve Tasker came on this program and told a story that I have to play back for you and ask you to confirm this for me about the days of you guys playing and then going back to your house afterwards. Roll it.
He had this huge house over in Orchard Park, and after every home game, he said he invited the entire team to his house.
Wow.
And he'd feed them. You know, he had a bar, and he had this bar in the bottom of his house. I mean, a real bar, like with a dance floor and a pool table and the whole thing. And so everybody showed up at his house. Like my mom and dad would come in, or my brothers would come in, or all my family members or college buddies would come in. I said, Jim, I can't get to your house tonight. I got these people in. And Jim would say, hey, bring them over with you. It was more, he said, bring them with you. So we had this, Jim had this get together in his basement after home games that was, everybody, my mom and dad were there. They're like, my dad was a pastor.
Can you confirm,
that's
Jim?
good.
Can you confirm? Can you confirm?
Without a doubt. To make a long story short, we, during the bickering bills, everybody was doing their own thing. Everybody was going, downtown, going here, going there. And we all decided to, I talked to a couple of players. I said, why don't we start coming over to my house? I live, 7-8 minutes from the stadium. We always went to Ilio DiPaolo's restaurant, as you well know, Rich. Everybody went there after the game. And then everybody would come back to my house after for post-game activities. So we would have fun. We'd have the VHS put in. We'd watch the replay of the game. Bruce would have his seat. Thurman have his seat. I would have mine. We'd all be watching the game. And then when that was over, it was time to have a few cocktails. And I'm not telling you how many Coors Lights we had or shots of back in the day. Jägermeister or Rumpelmix, some of those things, but we had some fun.
Well, we've personally witnessed it, Jim, at the Hall of Fame. We talk all the time on a Friday night where the drinks weren't coming fast enough in the hotel with all the Hall of Famers that you just said, screw it, I'm going behind the bar and I'm starting to pour for everybody, and you poured for everybody. And you remember that night, Jim, right? That happened. And
the thing is, I almost do that a lot lately. In the last few years I've been there, it's like everybody's so slow. I go, no, I got all my buddies out here. They're thirsty, so I will help.
We've seen it.
One time I think he said, you can't be back here. I go, well, you guys got to get a couple more people then.
We've seen it in action. And also, I know that there is a spot for the Hall of Famers to maybe get a libation during the ceremonies that you basically helped create, and you
Very
did.
Good.
Yeah, you created it. You're like, we've got to get something for the guys. So you've done it over and over and over again. So that's my last question for you. With the new stadium, have you created your own spot? Have you told the Bills, I need my own spot? When the guys come back, we got to get our own spot. What do you think?
You know what? We've been doing a tailgate for ever since I played with same people, Colton RV. We've been doing it for that many years. I don't know how many, almost 40 years, almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Been having it. And the Bills are gracious enough to give us our own tailgate area. We're the only motorhome allowed in that parking lot.
Okay.
And I think we're going to keep it the same because the stadium is very close, so we can have a little ride. But I've been very blessed. I have Chuck and a bunch of his buddies that come and pick us up and take us up to the suite when we need it. But new stadium is different. I don't have a suite yet. We'll see what happens. But
okay.
I can't wait.
Well, this is part of, Giving Tuesday is giving to charities. Again, huntershope.org or v.org/donate, or me giving to my guests to leave them in a better spot. Let's now use this. Hey, Pagula family, let's go. Come on. Let's get Jim his spot. Jim needs his spot. Or you could utilize the spot. Let's put it that way. Let's get it done in the new place, because I love you, Jim Kelly. I love you.
Well, Rich, I appreciate everything you ever do. I look forward to seeing you every Hall of Fame. I love going on your show. You're a class act. You're one of the best to ever do. But
Thanks,
keep up the great work.
Thanks,
and just urge everybody out there to give whatever you can. I've been very blessed to have the life that I have, the family that I have, and you're part of that family. So y'all take care. God bless, and we'll talk soon, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Kelly here on this Giving Tuesday edition of the Rich Eisen Show. Be well. Love you, Jim Kelly. We'll chat soon. There he goes, Jim Kelly. Everybody.
The one, the only.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app, 12 to 3 Eastern.